If your Excel combo chart looks wrong, it's usually not your data. It's Excel making a few hidden decisions for you. The classic symptoms are familiar. One series disappears. The line hugs the bottom like it's flat. Or the secondary axis shows up but the numbers make no sense. Here's the good news. Almost every combo chart failure comes from three fixable causes. First, the wrong series type is assigned, like a line that should be a column. Second, the secondary axis is applied to the wrong series, or not applied at all. Third, the axis scale is mismatched, so one metric visually dominates the other. In this walkthrough, you'll build a simple mental checklist. You'll learn how to confirm what Excel thinks each series is. You'll learn how to deliberately choose which series goes on the secondary axis. And you'll learn how to set scales so the chart tells the truth, not a distorted story. Next step. Before fixing anything, get clear on what a combo chart is supposed to do. A combo chart is for two different measures that share the same categories. For example, revenue by month as columns and margin % by month as a line. The key is that the x-axis categories match. If your categories don't align, Excel will still plot something, but it can look random. Also, combo charts are not a shortcut for messy data. If one series is monthly and the other is quarterly, you'll need to normalize the data first. Another common misunderstanding is thinking the secondary axis is better. It's not better. It's just a tool for different units, like dollars versus %. If both series are in the same unit, you often don't need a secondary axis at all. Once you know the intent, the fixes become obvious. Pick the right series types, assign axes intentionally, and then set scales that support comparison without misleading. Next step. Step 1 is confirming your data structure, because chart problems often start here. Each series should be in its own column or row with a clear header. Your category labels, like months or products, should be a single consistent range. Watch out for merged cells and headers, because they can confuse series names. Also check for blanks inside the category range. A blank category can create gaps or shift series alignment. Next, look for numbers stored as text. If one series is text, Excel may drop it, plot it as zeros, or refuse to scale it correctly. A quick clue is that text numbers don't respond to number formatting the way real numbers do. Finally, confirm you don't have mixed units inside one series, like some values in dollars and others in thousands. That creates scale problems that no axis setting can truly fix. Once the data is consistent, the combo chart settings behave predictably. Next step. Now let's tackle the most common issue. Excel picked the wrong series type. In a combo chart, every series has its own chart type. One might be clustered column, another might be line, and a third could be area. When the wrong type is assigned, the chart can look broken, even though the data is fine. The fix is to explicitly set the type for each series. Think of it like roles. Columns are great for totals and magnitudes. Lines are great for trends and rates. Markers help when you want to emphasize individual points. If your line series is accidentally set to a stacked column, it can vanish behind other columns. If your column series is accidentally set to a line, it can look like a random zigzag. The goal is simple. Decide what each series should communicate, then assign the type to match that job. Next step. Here's a fast diagnostic when something disappears. First, check if the series is actually included in the chart. It's possible the range selection missed a column, especially if the data was added later. Second, confirm the series isn't formatted invisibly. A line can have no line set or a marker size of 0. Third, check if the series is plotted on an axis with a scale that makes it look flat. A small percentage series on a 0 to 1 million axis will look like it's not there. Fourth, check for zeros or blanks in the series itself. A line with blanks can break into segments, depending on how Excel handles empty cells. And finally, confirm the series isn't behind something. With columns, overlap settings can hide a smaller series. The point is to troubleshoot in order: inclusion, formatting, axis, data, and overlap. Next step. Let's talk secondary axis, because this is where most combo charts go off the rails. The secondary axis should be used when the units differ, not just when values differ. Dollars versus % is the classic case. Units matter because the axis labels tell your viewer what the line or columns mean. if you put the wrong series on the secondary axis, you can accidentally exaggerate or minimize a trend. The practical fix is to choose the series first, then apply the axis to that series only. Don't apply it to the whole chart and hope Excel assigns it correctly. Also, avoid putting two unrelated series on the secondary axis, unless you truly mean to compare them on the same scale. A good combo chart usually has one primary axis series group and one secondary axis series. That keeps interpretation simple and reduces mistakes. Next step. Even with the right axis assignment, scale problems can still distort the message. Excel often auto-scales each axis to fit the data tightly. That can make small changes look dramatic or big changes look minor. For the primary axis, start by checking the minimum and maximum. If the data is a magnitude like revenue, a zero baseline is often appropriate for columns, because column height implies absolute size. For the secondary axis, like a percent, you may want a fixed range such as 0 to 100 or 0 to 1, depending on how your percent is stored. The key is consistency. If you reuse the chart across months, fixed scales prevent the story from changing just because the axis moved. Also consider the major unit, which controls tick spacing. If ticks are too dense, labels become noise. If ticks are too sparse, you lose meaning. Scale is not decoration. Next step. A sneaky cause of scale chaos is percent formatting versus percent values. Excel can store 25% as 0.25 and format it as a percent. That's normal, but sometimes the data is entered as 25 and then formatted as percent, which becomes 2500%. The chart then forces a huge scale, and your line shoots off the chart. The opposite happens too. If values are 0.25 but formatted as a regular number, the line looks tiny and broken. The fix is to confirm the underlying values, not just the display. You want consistency across the whole series. Decide whether your percent series will be stored as decimals, like 0.25, or whole percents, like 25. Then format accordingly and keep it consistent. This one check solves a surprising number of secondary axis not working complaints, because the axis is responding correctly to incorrect inputs. Next step. Another frequent combo chart problem is mixed chart types that don't play nicely together. For example, stacked columns can make comparisons difficult when paired with a line because the baseline changes. If you must use stacked columns, be extra careful with what the line represents. Is it a total, a rate, or one component? Also, consider whether you're using a line with markers or a plain line. Markers can improve readability when there are few categories, but they can clutter long time series. For columns, gap width affects perception. Too narrow and it looks like a histogram. Too wide and it looks sparse. Also check series overlap. Overlap is useful for comparing two column series, but it can hide one behind the other. The main idea is to choose combinations that support the comparison you want. Combo charts are powerful, but only when the types reinforce the story instead of fighting it. Next step. Let's fix category and date axis issues, because they can make a combo chart feel off, even when the series types and axes are correct. If your x-axis is supposed to be time, make sure Excel recognizes it as dates, not text. Text dates sort alphabetically, so April can come before February. That makes the line look wrong and the columns feel random. Also check for missing periods. If one month is missing, the trend line can jump in a way that looks like a calculation error. Another issue is inconsistent labels, like Jan in one row and January in another. Excel treats those as different categories. If you want evenly spaced time intervals, use a date axis rather than a text axis. If you want exact category spacing, use a text axis deliberately. The fix is choosing the axis type that matches your data meaning, not just what Excel defaults to. Next step. Sometimes the combo chart is technically correct, but it's hard to read because labels and legends are misleading. Start with series names. If the legend says Series 1, your audience can't interpret the chart quickly. Use clear headers in the source data so the legend updates automatically. Next, format axis numbers to match the unit. Currency should look like currency. Percent should look like percent. If you use thousands or millions, indicate that in the axis display units or in the axis title. Speaking of titles, A secondary axis without a title is a common source of confusion. People see two scales and guess what they mean. Also, watch grid lines. Too many grid lines compete with the data. A light primary grid can help, but you rarely need heavy lines on both axes. Good formatting doesn't fix wrong analysis, but it prevents correct analysis from being ignored. Next step. If your combo chart keeps breaking when you update data, the issue is usually how the data range is defined. Static ranges don't expand when you add new rows, so the newest month never appears. The fix is to convert your data into an Excel table, so charts automatically include new rows and columns. Another approach is using dynamic named ranges, but tables are simpler for most people. Also, keep your chart source clean. Avoid inserting subtotal rows inside the range, because the chart will treat them as real categories. If you need subtotals, place them outside the chart range, or use a pivot table and pivot chart. Finally, be consistent with column order. If you insert a new series in the middle, Excel might reassign series formatting, including which one is on the secondary axis. A stable structure prevents "it worked yesterday" problems. Next step. Now let's put it into a simple troubleshooting order you can reuse. First, confirm the data. Real numbers, consistent units, clean categories. Second, confirm the series are included and named correctly. Third, set the chart type for each series deliberately. Fourth, assign the secondary axis only to the series that needs different units. Fifth, lock in sensible axis scales, especially for percent series. Sixth, clean up readability, titles, number formats, and grid lines. If you follow that order, you avoid random clicking, and you avoid fixes that create new problems. Combo charts are not fragile. They just require you to override Excel's assumptions. Once you get used to this checklist, you'll fix most broken combo charts in a couple of minutes, and you'll trust what the chart is actually saying. Next step. One final note on integrity. Secondary axes can be useful, but they can also be abused unintentionally. If you scale the secondary axis too tightly, you can make a small change look like a huge swing. If you scale it too broadly, you can hide meaningful variation. A good practice is to choose ranges that are easy to interpret, like 0 to 100% for rates, or a stable min and max that you reuse across reports. Also, consider whether a combo chart is the best choice. Sometimes two aligned charts, one above the other, communicates more clearly without dual axes. The goal isn't to force a combo chart. The goal is to communicate the relationship between two measures without distortion. If you keep that principle in mind, your fixes won't just make the chart work. They'll make it trustworthy. If you want more Excel chart troubleshooting like this, subscribe. And for your own charts, which problem hits you most? Secondary axis, wrong series type, or scaling? Small tweaks compound into massive performance gains. Subscribe to catch the next workflow optimization.